Nice shirt.
I was wondering how the two of you got into voice acting, and if you had to start over today, like with the advancement of technology and all that, how would you approach attempting to do it?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I started, started in Chicago in theater and film and TV, and moved to Dallas, Fort Worth, and started a theater company. A buddy came in and was like, you should go audition for this Dragon Balls thing. And I was like, Dragon Balls? That sounds weird. He's like, it's Japanese anime. I'm like, okay, so it's definitely weird. And then he gave me Chris Sabat's number, and I called him, and Sabat was like, yeah man, come on in and audition. And I literally, the only time in my life this happened, I auditioned for Garlic Jr., and he was like, man, that was awesome. Do you have time, like, right now to record it? And I was like, you didn't record the audition? Because I assumed they would record the audition and make choices later. And he's like, no, you got the part. I got to turn these episodes in. So he was under the gun. And so I got the part, probably by default, as being the only guy who showed up that day. If I were doing it today, you know, I have, there's so many resources out there. Casting Call Club is a great sort of amateur venue for anybody. It's like the Craigslist of voice acting. After that, there's tons of resources online as to how to find out, you know, what it takes. But the basic premise for voice acting is acting. So I literally just had a session with one of my best friend's nephews who wanted to get into it. The advice I gave him was, go take an improv class. Go take a live acting class. If you don't do that first and you just only go in the booth, your acting is limited in many ways.
I started quite by accident. I was working in video and film production and music production in Houston, and a guy that I was working with on a video production said, hey, you've got a lot of acting experience, don't you? Yeah, done a lot of theater and some on-camera stuff. And he said, you should go to audition for this place. They dubbed this Japanese anime stuff and they're looking for actors. Well, all I heard was they're looking for actors. Because I loved acting. I didn't ask him how much it paid. I didn't ask him, are we gonna be famous or anything? No. I just thought it would be fun to do it as an actor. So I went in and I auditioned and got cast, like I mentioned earlier, as Vega in Street Fighter 2. And I figured it was kind of a one-time thing you got to do. A few weeks later, they called me back and said, hey, we've got this other show, Neon Genesis Evangelion. You want to come and be a character? I'm like, sure. And then another show, and it just kind of snowballed from there. I always make sure and give God the credit, because I didn't do anything. I literally just walked through a door. I never imagined anything would come of it. So I always try to be sure and give credit where credit is due. But as far as getting into it now, it's more difficult and yet it's easier. It's more difficult because there are more people wanting to do it.
Thousands and thousands.
But it's easier in that there are more outlets online and opportunities to audition for things from the comfort of your bedroom. If you have a quiet room, hang up some curtains or whatever, or go in the closet, you have a decent microphone, I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, you can audition from your room and in many cases even record the lines in the privacy of your home. That kind of stuff didn't really happen when we started.
Yeah.
But there are more online opportunities for auditioning and voice acting now than there ever were, so that's the good part. But the bad part is there are a lot more people that want to get into it now, so the competition's greater. So the one word to any of you interested in getting into it is tenacity. Honestly, it's not, I would say it's not even about, oh, you're the most talented person in the room. Well, that's great, but if you give up easy, no one will ever know. So if you have a passion for something, you stick with it. And you don't get discouraged easily, and you just keep pushing and keep trying to become better at what you do, and I think that's one of the most important things about it.
I think that's all the time we have. Thank you guys, you have been amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause.
And you guys, Chuck and I are heading back over to our tables. Please come and say hi, and we'd love to meet all of you. Good to chat with you, babe. Thanks so much.